Hello, everyone. Raymond Moore, Kilted Prepper. How's everybody doing this morning? You are watching Coffee with Ray. Yum. Good coffee this morning. So I just got done with my walk and everything. I'm feeling good this morning. I'm pushing forward, doing it. And my topic today is, are you just a prepper or are you a successful prepper? And I consider myself a successful prepper. And I do a lot of things. Not only am I, saving and beans, bullets, band-aids, and food, water, meds, and all that stuff and everything, but I am also working on so many other areas in my life. I'm working to feed my brain, and because your brain is the most important thing. A lot of people who are just common preppers don't even think about feeding their brain. But like it or not, if you were, out by yourself, if all these other things are going on and everything, it's your brain that is going to really help you survive, thrive, and really win at being a prepper. But I work on my brain. I'm always reading books. I'm always adding to my knowledge. I'm also expanding that knowledge. I not only do I read medical books, not only do I read, cookbooks and prepping books and things like that. I read a lot of self-help. I read a lot of business. I read a lot of other sort of books like that. And so I'm always reading. One of my goals that I have is to read a book a week. And so far I'm on it. I'm on track and doing it. And so this year's been a good year when it comes to reading and everything, because reading is knowledge, reading is power. But successful preppers do a lot of reading. And again, it's not just in the prepping arena. They expand and grow. And so reading a whole bunch of other areas. Successful preppers take care of their bodies. I mean, they work hard at being physically fit. They work hard at making sure their family is eating well, that they're eating well. They're just not sitting on the couch eating chips and playing Xbox. So but common preppers is just something that they do. Okay, I've got my food, water, meds. I've got my beans, bullets, and band-aids. Common preppers is just something that they do. They just work to exist, where the successful prepper works to win and thrive. And so not only do they have all the beans, bullets, band-aids, and food, water, meds, and all that other stuff, they are working in many other areas in their life, because being a successful prepper is a lifestyle. And if you're not doing these things now, then when the shit hits the fan, or SHTF happens, then you're going to be kind of, you know down and out a little bit. Sure, you'll have the beans, bullets, and band-aids and stuff like that, but you won't have the mental prowess, you won't have the drive, you won't have the discipline and things that you will need to do to ensure that your family wins, but not only wins, are thriving through an SHTF situation. uh, I'm one who believes, am I prepping for all these weird things like nukes and EMP and zombie apocalypse and stuff like that? Yes, I am. But I am really prepping for basically a Great Depression, because that's what I realistically see coming towards us. Yeah, we could get nuked. Yeah, we can have EMP. Yeah, we can have the dead rays and start eating our brains and everything like that. But those, as much as I hate to say it, they're realistic, but they're not. Whereas, facing a job loss is a realistic SHTF situation. Facing a massive inflation situation, which we're facing right now, we're starting to see the repercussions of that taking place right now. Facing a recession, facing a depression, These are things that to me are very realistic, which is happening right now, but it's happening in such a slow manner. It's almost kind of like the slow boiling frog effect taking place. And so, how do you survive these things? These are the things that will affect our day to day lives. Where, planning for the nukes and EMPs and everything, that's all great in Hollywood. But to me, these facing a recession, facing job loss, facing a Great Depression, which I see coming towards us, is more of a realistic situation. And so my question is, are you prepared for the inflation to go crazy, the dollar to lose value, to see a recession turn into a depression? Because it's interesting. I read a lot of Market Watch, Forbes, sometimes Wall Street Journal, things like that. And I'm always keeping track of what's going on out there economically. And I'm starting to hear more and more financial pundits talking about a depression. A lot of financial pundits, me myself, I also believe that we're in a recession right now. And even though the current administration, what they did is changed the numbers and changed the formula to say, are we in recession? But if you look at the old definition of what a recession is, we're already there, folks. And so we're already seeing it. And I think that we're moving towards a Great Depression. And so this is why I am focusing, for me and my family, not only to be just a common prepper, but I'm working hard and have been working hard for, gosh, a couple of years now, not to be the successful prepper. And so not only am I going to win for my family, but our family is going to win and thrive versus just existing. And so it's a complete mindset and a complete lifestyle change. And so again, I was talking about feeding your brain, feeding your body, exercising properly, eating healthy and everything. I follow a what I call the 1950s diet. And I have several old cookbooks from the 1940s, 1950s, even a couple from the 1930s that give me recipes and things like that. And that is how I'm eating, because I look at pictures of people in the 40s and 50s, and so no one ever went to the gym, but they all look doggone good. So if it's good for my grandparents and great grandparents, then doggone it's got to be good for me. So this is part of the things that I'm doing to be successful. My family eats very healthy. We work out, we do exercising and everything like that. I work out twice a day, doing 45-minute workouts. My daughter is in Krav Maga and everything. Cynthia is doing 75 soft. I'm doing 75 hard. And so we are working at these things so to ensure that we not only survive but win and thrive. And so other things that I'm doing is ensuring my purpose and focusing on my spiritual life. It's important that we have God in our lives. Are you attending church? Are you involved in your church? What's your prayer life like? So forth and so on. Do you talk to God daily and everything? Other things that I do is, and again, that's back to reading, but I also read, religious books and everything too. So I'm constantly feeding my brain, not only in the prepping arena and maybe the self-help arena and the business arena, but I'm also reading books and everything in the spiritual arena. Because again, feeding your brain is critical. And so if you're doing these things, these are all good things. And then finally, what I have is production. And in that, I have created and I'm still creating. I constantly create. I'm always looking for opportunities to add to my what I call cash flow streams. And if you attended my alternate income class several weeks ago, I pointed out I've got 8 cash flow streams. I'm actually getting ready to create a ninth cash flow stream today. And so I'm always adding to cash flow streams so that no matter what happens, I have some sort of cash always coming in. And I work hard at creating cash and cash flow streams so that I don't have to be there all the time. So, and a great way to look at that is the pistons in an engine. When you have pistons in an engine, they're going up and down, up and down, up and down. When they're up, they're making money. When they're down, they're not. And so, if you have one piston in your engine going like that, then if that piston ever is down, you're not making money. Whereas if you have multiple pistons, one is up or multiples are always up. So when this one's down, you still have several that are in the up position, making and bringing money into your family. And so these are, some of my cash flow streams do really, really well. Some of my cash flow streams, just do okay. And then some of my cash flow streams just trickle. But no matter what, my cash flow streams are working for me. And for example, I'm a Thrive Life consultant, and I talk about Thrive Life. Thrive Life is the Cadillac of survival food. I've been with Thrive Life for a long time. They pay really decently. I earn a good 10%, and then I also earn free food on top of that. And so that's one of my cash flow streams. And so there's days that I'm going, oh wow, I'm going to work Thrive Life. And so I'm excited. I'm doing it. I'm creating memes. I'm sharing it with the world, this, that, and the other. Where other days I may want to work on my Amazon affiliates. And so I'm promoting products, I'm researching, I'm doing product reviews, things like that. And so that's another cash flow stream. So I have all these cash flow streams working for me, constantly bringing in money and everything. Because again, during a Great Depression, which is what I'm planning for, which I think is a very realistic situation, when SHTF happens in a Great Depression sort of uh, Great Depression sort of situation. Excuse me, there, had a brain fart. Um, we're going to need cash flow streams because odds are, if you look at history, because I'm a big history person too, uh, during the Great Depression, a lot of people lost their jobs. And so, what did people do to ensure that income came in? And so, a lot of people had side hustles. The father would, be a mechanic, or the father would do this, or go out and mow lawns, or do this, do that, do whatever. The mother would be sewing, or making things, or cooking, or baking, or a lot of them had sold eggs. Because it was really encouraged for people to have chickens even in the city. There was a big program about having the victory chickens. I don't know, I can't remember that, but you read or see old literature about the US government encouraging people to have their victory chickens as well as their victory gardens and everything. So a lot of people sold eggs and so forth and things. So by having all these alternate forms of income and constant income coming in, these families during the Great Depression were winning. I've been interviewing several people in my church who are, one is, I think, 95 years old. He lived through the Great Depression. And so I've been talking to him and interviewing him and things. And I was asking him, what was it like living through the Great Depression? And he was saying, you know what? I really didn't feel it because there was always food on the table. We were a happy family. My parents were always doing something to bring money in. And so we really didn't feel the Great Depression. And so his family was a successful preppers. And even though back then they weren't seen as preppers, they were preppers because they've laid the groundwork. They were living a successful prepper lifestyle and doing it. And so this is what I've been focusing on for the last couple years, and we are successful. I've been building it. I've been doing it. And so I know that during a Great Depression, during a SHTF sort of situation, I know for a fact that me and my family, we will win. And so the question is, what are you doing? Are you just a common prepper? Are you just, saving up the beans, bullets, and band-aids, food, water, medicine, and all that other stuff? Or are you going past that and becoming the successful prepper? Are you focusing on your brain? Are you focusing on your body and the power, the health? Are you focusing on your purpose or your being? Are you focusing on your relationships with your kids, with your spouse, with your neighborhood and everything? Because again, I'm a big person of not bugging out. I think bugging out is a very not very good idea, because all you're doing is you're going out into the woods and you're setting yourself up to be victimized by bad guys and be preyed upon. So I'm a big person of bugging in. I believe in creating a defensive home. I believe in hardening your security. I believe, you have all your preps here, you have all your gear here, you have all these things here which you can then protect and work with. But not only that, you have the ability then to draw upon your neighbors, because again, I believe it, again, hate to takes a village, but by creating a mutual assistance group, or a mag, is a great idea to do. And so I've been making friends with my neighbors and everything. In fact, my neighbor across the street is my ham radio guy. I've got my ham radios and everything like that, but he's my big ham radio guy. And he's going to be in charge of communications. My other neighbor, he's got his beans, bullets, and band-aids. And so we're talking a lot, and we're slowly integrating a lot of the neighborhood where we live. We live in a very defensible area, and so it's a good place to live. So this is why I am bugging in, and this is why I'm doing these things. But these are things that I'm doing to create a lifestyle where me, my family will win, thrive, and we are successful preppers. So again, I ask you, are you just the common prepper? Are you just doing this? Maybe you're just doing enough to get by and everything. What's really going to happen? Or are you the successful prepper who's focusing on power, passion, purpose, and production, or brains, body, being, balance? I got all these acronyms. It helps me keep these things straight and everything. But are you focusing on these bigger picture things so that you ensure that your family wins? Are you reading a lot? Are you eating properly? Are you exercising? Are you focusing on your spiritual life? Are you focusing on your relationships? How are you and your spouse? How are you and your kids? Because when during SHTF situation or Great Depression and everything, you're really going to have to start leaning on each other. And so the family unit is going to have to be a very cohesive, strong unit. And the way you do that is by being a successful prepper. And so, whew, that's the question I have for you. Are you just the common prepper, or are you the successful prepper? And so I wanted to really have you guys think about that and everything. If you are new here, I'm also broadcasting on my Facebook page. So if you're on my Facebook page, give me a thumbs up and like this and share this. If you are on YouTube, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, and ring that little bell so you get notified whenever I do go live or I post a new video and so forth. But help me out here. I need your help. I really do. I am sitting at 1,330 subscribers to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my channel, or tell people about my channel. Share this video, share my information and everything. Help me grow this channel. My goal is to hit 1,400 subscribers. And so help me do this. Subscribe to this channel and everything. If you think my content's great, share it with other people. Encourage them to check me out, because again, I focus on realistic prepping for real people. I want to help people become preppers, but not only that, I want to help people become successful preppers. And so if you're out there and if you got questions or anything like that, folks, leverage me as a resource. I'm doing it. I'm winning. What's happening and everything. And so if you see yourself as just the common prepper, he's like, hey, Ray, I want to do more. I want to be a successful prepper. Contact me. Let me help you. Let's work together and join my Facebook community groups called the Kilted Prepper Community on Facebook. It's a great active community. We got some great folks in there sharing great ideas. And again, I believe that it takes a village. You do not win alone. The Lone Ranger does not do it. It takes people together, working together, sharing ideas, sharing thoughts. And, that's what's going to help us win. That's what's going to help us become the successful preppers versus just the common old everyday prepper. So, you know, so, but yeah, a lot of great stuff. Today's Friday. Friday! So glad to have Friday end of the week. Anyway, so take this weekend and really think about it. And, are you the common prepper or are you the successful prepper? And are you going to win and thrive or are you just going to exist? So think about that. And if you have any questions, again, contact me or put some questions down below in the descriptions or something. Let me help you. And if you've got, where do I even start? You're seeing this big elephant in the room. How do you eat the elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. But let me help you with that. I'm here to help. Leverage me as a resource. And then also consider getting a lot of my books. Go check out Raymond Moore on Amazon. You'll see all my books and everything. But I'm here to help because I want allies, not enemies. And so me helping is kind of a selfish mentality because I want more people to be preppers. The more preppers, the better versus the enemies. I want allies, not enemies. And if you think about it, you save on the bullets too. So but that's everything, folks. I just thank you so much. Let's see who we got in the room here. I've been seeing a lot of comments going on. We got Kim, Holly, Joan, Chantel, my wonderful wife, Cynthia, Kim, Go West, Holly. Good to see you, Holly. But yeah, got a lot of good stuff here. So I really, really appreciate you guys being in the community here. I really appreciate you being involved in everything, and let me help you become the successful prepper. So that's everything. Raymond Moore, Kilter Prepper. We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless, and Kilt on.